Thank you as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so I was just about to sit down and do a semi-breakdown of Amir Khan versus Terence Crawford. Not a full breakdown. You guys know I don't really do those type of videos. But I was going to try and do a semi-breakdown. It's a big fight coming up in, 2 weeks' time. Amir Khan is looking to become world champion again, looking to beat one of the pound-for-pounders in the world. So I thought it deserved a breakdown. And then I've been watching these little promo videos that BT Sports have been running recently in the build-up to this fight. And Amir Khan, in one of those promo videos, talked about a lot of the negativity towards him, right? And not just because of this fight, in terms of he's going to get knocked out, he's going to lose, but negativity kind of his whole career. And it did make me think, why does Amir Khan get so much hate, right? I've done videos called Amir Khan deluded, so I have to hold my hand up. I've done a couple of videos saying I think Amir Khan's deluded by the things he said, by his actions, etc., etc. But I wouldn't call that hate. It's definitely not hate. I think there are two different things. I've interviewed Amir Khan, I've sat down with him, and I have to say, he's a cool dude. I can't say a bad word about him from that side of things. I don't know him personally, so I'm not quite sure what he's like. I've heard some rumors that he's okay. I've heard some rumors that he's not okay. But personally, I don't know him myself, so I can only go on what I know. And the few times I've actually interviewed him, the few times he's granted me interviews, which a lot of people haven't, by the way, he's a cool dude, right? So I'm asking the question to you guys. So please chirp in. Why is Amir Khan hated? And he is hated. I don't care what people say. He's hated a lot. Especially by the Brits. The Americans, I don't know, but the Brits don't seem to, is hate a strong word? But I think the Brits don't seem to like him as much as they do other British fighters. Is it because of his ethnicity? Although he is from Britain, has fought for Britain at Olympic Games, has fought for England, has boxed for England at European Championships and World Championships. Is it because the majority of his big fights have been in America? So the Brits haven't really got behind him because his fights have been in America. Is it the Kell Brook situation? Is it because people think he's arrogant? Is it because he's rich? Honestly, I don't know. But I will say that race plays a massive part in it. Like, if I had to kind of put all those things into like a pie chart, I think race would be 75% of the issue. And people might not admit that, but like I said, when I've interviewed Amir Khan, I've looked at the comments and I've seen Packy this, Packy that, Indian this, arrogant, but loads of other stuff like that. Curry House. I interviewed Amir Khan at an opening of what was it? Like a food shop, and I started to see comments like, "Oh, look at this curry house." So race plays a big part of it. And I've even gone to watch Amir Khan a few times early on in his career, and just being around those people, not ringside because you don't hear that stuff ringside, but being around those people far back. You hear stuff like, I hope this packy gets knocked. I hear this stuff. So race definitely, I don't care what anyone says, plays a big part in it. Although Prince Naseem Hamed is loved, right? I mean, early on, not so much. I remember, again, Prince Naseem Hamed got called things like a packy, even though he's not from Pakistan, but he got called those things. But then towards the mid-stage of Prince Naseem Hamed's career, people started to love him, right? People started to love him. And if you ask British boxing fans to name their best ever British boxer, you routinely hear things like Nigel Benn and Prince Naseem Hamed, right? So Prince Naseem Hamed was loved, even though he was called a packy in the beginning. So it's not all about race, But I do remember I was in a nightclub called Faces. If you guys are from London or Essex, you'll know the nightclub. And so I didn't watch the fight live. And it just started kind of going around the nightclub. Literally, whispers started going around. And everyone was happy. I remember it like it was yesterday. Everyone was happy that Amir Khan got knocked out by a Colombian. Amir Khan, a Brit. Again, a Brit that won the Olympic silver medal at 17, done so good things in the boxing arena. It was kind of loved and rejoiced that Amir Khan got beaten up and got knocked out. And I just couldn't put a finger on as to why. Again, I do believe a lot has to do with race. Amir Khan isn't exactly flashy. I know a lot of people don't like that, right? I mean, you're not going to put Amir Khan in the same category as a Floyd Mayweather or even a Prince Naseem Hamed, right? Amir Khan didn't kind of vault the ropes. He wasn't an arrogant boxer, right? He was celebrated when he lost. Every time Amir Khan has lost, I've looked at videos that have spoken about it in comments and I see racist stuff. every time he's lost. So that does play a big part. Is it the Kell Brook situation of recent times? I think people have given him a lot of stick and hate towards that Kell Brook situation. You guys remember when Spencer Fearon had it on that toe-to-toe podcast, and Spencer Fearon said the British fans, the British public will never ever forgive you if you don't fight Kell Brook. So I do feel like there's a bit of that in there. People didn't seem to like the fact that he was always chasing Mayweather and Pacquiao. I was one of those people, so I can put my hand up. But what's wrong with chasing Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather? And I'm asking myself this question. Looking back, maybe I was a bit foolish, but what's wrong with saying you want to fight Mayweather or Pacquiao? Amir Khan was loaded, so it wasn't the case of he was chasing a lottery ticket like a lot of these other boxers. He wanted to prove himself against, at the time, the pound-for-pound #1 boxer in the world, right? And he seemed to get a lot of stick for every time he done an interview mentioning Mayweather, which doesn't make sense. And then he got the same amount of stick for mentioning Pacquiao. People gave him stick for like always calling out those guys. And you think, everybody does it now. Keith Thurman's begging for the Pacquiao fight. Errol Spence, after his victory against Michael Garcia, wants the Pacquiao fight. Amir Khan called for the Pacquiao fight, and people were like, stop it. Stop it. You know what I mean? There's even a page on Twitter, and it's got good numbers, called Deluded Amir Khan. So he has his own page. So again, I'm putting it out there. What is the reason for this hate? Curtis Woodhouse recently, I think, tweeted out Amir Khan's achievements in terms of when he achieved them. So Olympic medal, Commonwealth, world champion, unified, I think, did Amir Khan unify the belts? So Amir Khan is one of the most successful British boxers. And no other boxer within that bracket of most successful British boxers gets anywhere near the amount of stick Amir Khan gets. So it is strange. And it is, if it is racist, then it's stupid, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's dumb. It's stupid. We all have our favourite fighters. And for me, race shouldn't come anywhere into the discussion of why you like a certain fighter. It just shouldn't, as far as I'm concerned. Again, when I think of my top 5 or top 6 boxers, I don't ever think, is it because he's black, white? No, just how good are you as a boxer, right? And Amir Khan is a good boxer. Again, I don't see him as flashy. Yes, he has a nice fucking watch. So what? He has a nice car. I mean, these are the achievements. These are things he should have. I don't know. Again, I have to put it down to race. But it'd be good to hear what you guys think, Amir Khan fan or not. Is it just too simple to say it's because of ethnicity? I mean, is it just that simple? Or are we making excuses for racist people by saying it's not down to his race, it's because of the Mayweather chase, it's Kell Brook, it's because he fights abroad, it's because of this stuff going back and forth with his misses and that was all over sort of social media, it's because of those things? Or it's just a simple case of it's because people look at Amir Khan because he's from Pakistan and say things like, you're a Paki. If you're not an Amir Khan fan and it's not down to his race, please tell me why. Because we do have a boxer here and his record says will box anyone. You know, we do have a boxer whose record says he will box anyone. And that should be applauded. But again, there is a lot of negativity when it comes to Amir Khan. And I simply want to know why. So let me know. Peace.